Hello everyone, this is Bolloju Vasishta from Aero B section. Today I'm going to explain about class variables. So this is my first tech talk. A class variable. Class variable is shared by all instances of a class. Class variables are defined within a class but outside any of the class methods. Class variables are not used as frequently as instant variables are. So in class variables, we have to share all instances of classes. Example for def using def continuous, etc. In Python class variables, we are using object oriented language since it existed. Because of this, creating and using classes and objects are downright easy. In this, we have to experience the object oriented programming on class variables. For example of a simple Python class, by using class employee method, common base class for all employees. We are taking a company like a employee status, whether is telling his name and salary. We are using def init function, self name salary. Self name is equal to salary. Self salary is equal to salary. Def display count self. We have to print the total employees and the employee count. From that, we are displaying his name and salary. For example, the input we gave as Vashi, his salary, next the salary is 10k. We'll get the output as Vashi, name Vashi, salary 10k. Here, the variable empty count is a class variable whose value is shared among all instances of this class. This can be accessed as employee count from inside the class or outside the class. The first method init is a special method which is called class constructor or initialization method that Python calls when you create a new instance of this class. When we declare other class methods like normal function with the expectation that the first argument to each method is self, Python adds the self argument to the list for you. You do not need to include it when you call the method. Here, when we give the self, like for example, we are giving self name salary, self comma name comma salary. It will take self name is equal to name and self salary is equal to salary. Here we don't need to write the program again and again. Instead of using the normal statement to access attributes, you can use the following functions. There are some functions which can be used in class variables: get attr, has attr, set attr, delete attr. These are some attributes used in class variables. Let us see what are those. In get attr, it will access the attribute object. In has attr, it will check whether the object or name exists or not. In set attr, to set an attribute, if set does not exist, it would be created from the object name and value. In delete attr, it will delete an attribute from object and name. Let us see some example from the class employee. Here we are taking some of the employee names and their salaries and the total count of the number of persons we are taking, the number of employees we are taking. For that we are using def init function. From that we are taking self name salary. From that we'll get self name is equal to name, self salary equal to salary, employee empty count plus 1 is equal to 1. From that we are printing total employees percentile and the name and their employee 1 details and employee 2 details. From that we are going to display them. We are giving the print option. From that we'll get output as name and the salary of the employee. What are the built-in class attributes in Python? There are some Python built-in attributes. Example, dictionary, doc, name, module, basis. We are seeing dict or dictionary. Dictionary contains the class's namespaces. In documentation, class documentation strings or none is undefined. Name, it will take the class name. Module, module name is which the class is defined. The attribute is main in interactive mode. So basis, a possibly empty tuple containing the base classes in the order of their occurrences in the base class list. For the example for the self name and salary. Creating classes. The class statement creates a new class definition. The name of the class immediately follows the key class, followed by the colon follows. For example, class name, optional class documentation string, class suit. The class has a documentation string which can be accessed via class name doc. The class underscore suit consists of all the component statements, defined class members, data attributes, and functions. Class inheritance. Instead of starting from scratch, you can create a class by deriving it from a pre-existing class by listing the parent class in parentheses after the new class name. The child class inherits the attributes of their parent class, and you can use those attributes as if they were defined in the child class. A child class can also override data members and methods from the parents. The syntax for it is derived class or declared much like parent classes and class subclass names. So this is a brief explanation about the class inheritance. Thank you.